Love always protects. When the Apostle Paul writes those words, one of the images he's using is that love covers. The picture I get is that of an eagle spreading her wings to protect her nest. Whether the eaglets are underneath her, she is flying over, letting all potential predators know that she is near and that she is fierce. This is what love is. This is who God is. As an object of his love, we are benefactors of his strength. While at one time we were without hope and without God, objects of his wrath, once we come to a saving knowledge of Jesus Christ, the strength which once terrified us now delights us because God protects us. The psalmist says it this way in Psalm 91, "Whoever dwells in the shelter of the Most High will rest in the shadow of the Almighty. He will cover you with his feathers, and under his wings you will find refuge." The love of God protects. It saves us from the just penalty of our sin because Jesus has already paid the price. When we walk in his way and love as he loves, we are protected from our foolish thinking and saved from the negative consequences of our own decision making. God's commands are one form of his protection over us. God loves us. Therefore, he protects us. His strength is used for our well-being. He loves us, and then he calls us to love others. And love protects. Does your love protect? Notice what protection doesn't mean. To protect doesn't mean we excuse rebellion or diminish abuse or downplay evil actions. It's verse 7 in 1 Corinthians 13 that says that love protects, but in verse number 6, right before it, it says, "Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices in truth." So protection doesn't mean enabling bad behavior, but it does mean that we use our God-given strength, physical, emotional, and spiritual, for the well-being of others. That's a drastically different way than what comes natural to us. We are used to using our strength for us at the expense of others. We use our power to get the outcomes we want, even when it might hurt someone with less power. Yet Jesus never did that, and he never calls us to do that. Instead, we are invited into his way of love, one that protects. Some translations say that love bears all things. Because of God's love for us, we can take the weight of a lot of things without folding. Love protects. Parents understand this when it comes to their children. Not only would we give our lives for our kids, but we often have to give of ourselves on a daily basis for their well-being. But does your love protect your spouse? Do they benefit from your strengths? Does your love make their days easier and their burdens lighter and even their mistakes a little less guilt-producing? Does your love protect them? Does your love protect your enemies? God calls us in the Sermon on the Mount to love those who persecute you. This doesn't mean that we allow evil to go unchecked, but it does mean that we will treat others kindly and fairly even when they don't deserve it. It means though they might lie about us, we will protect their reputation to that extent that we won't even lie about them. Though others might expose our own wrongdoing without redemptive purposes, we will not use the failures of others, even our enemies, to score political points or for our own personal gain. When our eyes have been opened by God's love, we begin to protect the personhood and dignity of people who would have no problem destroying our own. Isn't that like Jesus? Even from the cross, he prayed for the very ones killing him. "Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do." He was attempting to protect his murderers from the full consequences of their sin. He was dying for the very sin and the very sinners who were killing him. Love protects. Feel the protection of your Father's love today, and then give that protection to others, even those that don't deserve it.